LJ Muskwa from the LJ Muskwa Comedy Show is joining me right now. You can also watch this live on our Facebook page at Moose FM. LJ, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I woke up hard, like muscle hard.
Must so hard.
Yeah.
So LJ, you're gonna be performing.
Morning wood. Can I say that? Oh,
I,
sorry, man.
I guess we can because this is a live interview anyway. So,
Uh,
LJ,
I'll try not to swear. Yeah.
of course. LJ, how are you? So you're going to be performing at the Lido tomorrow night here in Fort St. John. Tell me more about the show. Give us a little sneak peek.
It's gonna be with kind of established comedians. Art Belrose is gonna be there. Nick Von Dub. They've been doing the circuit around Alberta, and they're kind of starting to build a reputation. And I met Art through social media through Superfan Magoo. He was connected with him in Edmonton. That's where I am right now. So it's going to be like a really interracial show. Nick is Caucasian. I don't know if I could say that. Let's. I'm not. Anyways, and Art, he's Métis, and I'm full status Indigenous. So we have quite the culture and blend in our show, and I'm really proud of that and looking forward to it.
And also, in your off time, do you guys like hang out, like personally, like hang out like best friends?
I just met Art in November,
Okay.
and I started doing some shows with him. He hooked me up. He hooked me up with Lido Theater as well. And then he introduced me to Nick, and Nick does podcasts. He's seen Joe Rogan recently in Texas on the Mothership, if you've ever heard of that one. But yeah, he's been quite getting around as and Art as well. So you could say I'm friends. I'm hoping this is our first big show together. So we're breaking the ice in Fort St. John, and I'm really hoping that we can continue it down the road too.
And off the air, we were talking about is it your first time here? You've been here like once before, right?
I did a job that was in Dawson Creek,
Okay.
and it ran towards Fort St. John. I was in oil and gas. I did pipeline. I was laying pipe, and then we did that job in 2017. I never actually got to go to Fort St. John, so this will actually be my first time.
Wow. And you're also excited to perform here, right?
Well, you know what? I actually have my cousin, like my blood cousin. He lives up there with his wife, so it's gonna be kind of cool. I haven't seen him for years. Just we just can kind of moving away from each other. Actually, we're both from Manitoba. I was raised in Winnipeg. He was raised in Selkirk, and now we kind of live in Alberta. He lives in the far north. I live all in Edmonton, right?
So you're from Edmonton. Are you an Oilers fan? Or
You know
in
what?
Edmonton, I mean.
I've been living here 20 years, so
Yeah.
yeah, I am an Oilers fan. Also a Jets fan because I was raised there. I have some roots too in Vancouver, so British Columbia. It's Western Canada for me, but yeah, for the most part, they're doing really well. I'm friends with Superfan Magoo. He's like one of the biggest fans in the world in the National Hockey League, and I actually met him at a powwow of all places. And I haven't been to a powwow for like 6 years. I just been so stuck in the work. And when I met him, I looked at him, I'm like, who is this guy? I was looking at him because I recognized him, but I couldn't picture him. And he looked at me too. It was really weird, like the way we met. He looked at me like I know you, because I was starting to pick up in the summer with my videos. That's what I do. I post a bunch of different types of videos. I try to make people laugh. That's my goal. And we hit it off. We went to the Bear Grease show. His wife performs in it. It's like a rendition of the old Grease show with John Travolta. It's really good. I've been to it twice. That's how good it is. I recommend you guys go too if you ever see it around. Also, we became really good friends. He introduced me to his grandmother, his family up north. I went up north, and just really good people. And he's such a good guy too. Like I know I'm getting off track, but he is like a big Oilers fan. and he's really a giving person. Like I hung around with him quite a bit, and he's given all these youth and people like Oilers gear, and some of that's actually out of his own money. I don't even know if people realize that, but I thought that was pretty cool. And he is sponsored by the Oilers, of course, but he does do things on his own, which I think is really cool. He's just a good guy to hang around. And yeah, I'm pretty proud to be here. And the Oilers are on this big hot streak,
Oh
16 in a row. I
yes.
think one more, and it's the record, right? So that's pretty cool.
Earlier in the season, they weren't doing so well. Even someone I know who
I made a
loves.
few videos.
Yeah,
They were playing pond hockey.
I know. Even someone.
Superfan was
Yeah,
even laughing. He come over to my house and he in my hallway here, and he
yeah.
made some videos with me. So it was pretty cool.
Even a Leafs fan was telling me, "Oh yeah, look at the Oilers
I
doing."
love the Leafs too.
Oh, you
Like
love
I
the
grew up
Leafs?
cheering for them. Yeah, I spent some time in Saskatchewan,
Yeah.
so there's not really a hockey team there. So we just rooted for whoever was doing good. Could be Montreal, Vancouver, just whoever was doing good in the playoffs, right? You got
Oh
to root
yeah.
for the Canadian team.
Of course, you gotta.
Yeah.
You don't want to be rooting for the Panthers or teams like in the U.S. Gotta be Canadian.
Well, I was kind of having a little thing with Superfan. He's like, "This is oil country." He goes, "I'm like, well, I'm an NHL fan." It's like I cheer for a lot of teams. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
you just keep
especially
that to yourself. No,
especially
he's
if
pretty
you're
good.
up here. There are lots of like even Fort St. John being in BC, there are lots of Oilers fans. A lot of people
Yeah.
love the Oilers up here because this is
And they're probably going for
oil and
Vancouver too,
gas
right?
country.
So
Yeah.
yeah, well, and then they're in. You guys are in BC too, and the Vancouver's doing so good. So I'm assuming it's kind of mixed, right? It's gonna be really interesting if they meet each other in the playoffs. Like it's gonna be so cool.
Oh yeah, the
I'm
Battle
looking
of the
forward to it.
West.
Yeah, big time. It's gonna be like the Northwest battle for sure.
So, LJ, your show is happening tomorrow night, and doors open at 7, and show starts at 8. What do you want to say to the fans, to the people coming to your show tomorrow?
Well, it's gonna be really rank. It's not gonna probably be what people expect. Um, it's possible I'm gonna get arrested. I just want to give you guys a heads up. It's a possibility, but I'm definitely gonna smudge before the show. I'm gonna be very, very sacred when I come there. I'll smudge in the doorway, so when you guys come in there, you'll be good with good energy. No, I'm just kidding. But honestly, I'm like a showman, so I want to do stuff in the show that probably hasn't been done before. Um, I'm like that on my videos. I'm really crazy, maybe a little bit too like mental institution crazy, like oh no. But the worst case, I'm gonna bring the Infinity Gauntlet. If anybody wants to, get out of hand, all they're gonna do is snap my fingers, right? So, no, I'm just kidding. But I'm looking forward to coming there. Um, I've done a lot of messaging in my social medias, and there's actually it sounds like there's going to be quite a few people there. I believe we've sold over 100 tickets already, so I'm pretty proud of that. I didn't know what to expect, so it's going to be a good show. You guys are going to love these guys. They're so funny. I've watched their material. Art Belrose, Nick Von Dub. I've said their names already, but they're so funny and they have like a different element, both of them. And then there's me, that's this crazy guy. So I think it's going to be like a really good show, and I'm looking forward to it. I think you guys are going to love it if you come out there for sure.
Amazing. And tickets, if you are looking for tickets, you can always visit the lido.ca. And LJ, I want to say thank you so much for joining me today.
You know what? Thank you, everybody. I always tell everybody I love you. I got that off of Superfan Magoo. He always says that to everybody. But yeah, I love you guys for supporting, and it's going to be a great show. Thanks for having me on here on the Moose. I actually am a big fan of Moose. I don't know if you could see in the background
Oh,
here,
yes.
but I quite avid. I'm going to try to just point you over here. I'm kind of turning there. There is moose antlers right there. I made out of eagle. I carved it, and yeah, I got a 42-inch rack on my kitchen table. So yeah, thank you
Beautiful.
for having me. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry I'm shaking the camera,
Oh, don't
but
worry.
yeah.
Well,
I just wanted to show you that because you're called the Moose, right?
yeah,
So
absolutely. And LJ, all your work is beautiful. If you do want to check it out, you can watch this live interview on our Facebook page, which will be recorded for you, for the people to watch. So, LJ, thank you so much for joining me.
thanks for having me, brother. I really appreciate it. Peace.
When it comes to iPhones, most people